Bam.
Silly.
What's happening?
Not a lot. How are you?
Good.
Good.
So y'all know she be giving me the countdown like 5, 4, 3, 2, and go. I'm like, and we're live with the weather.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah. We gotta get some music eventually. I think that'll be nice.
We have to score something.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't play somebody else's stuff.
No, I know that. You gotta come up
Yeah, we
with.
gotta score something.
We can figure it out.
Can it be jazzy-ish?
Sure.
I want like a Kirk Whalum.
Oh.
Like a upbeat
I'm open.
jazz.
I'm open. Just a little something to lead us in.
Yeah.
Yep. So what's the topic today? What you got on your mind?
So, you know my 2 sons.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm preparing them for life.
Okay.
To get them ready. They are very, very, very financially astute.
Okay.
And we've talked about everything, credit reports, saving your money, blah, blah, blah. I mean, since they were little.
Right.
It's a big, big thing in mine.
Okay.
And then someone recently said to me, your kids know how much money you make? And I was like, yeah. Like, they know my salary. Or they know...
Like roughly what you make?
Nah, I mean, pretty darn close. Like, I'll say a number, like... And I remember before I used to always say, hey, this ain't a $10 hour lifestyle. So that my son, now that he's out buying his own stuff, bought his car, he's getting prepared. He was like, damn, I didn't know it was like this. Or damn, how did you take us to Disney World?
Right.
And I'm like, because I make X, Y, and Z.
Right. You got to know what your lifestyle is. Absolutely.
And so I think that when you look at, like I remember we have friends who did well. And I was like, yeah, they probably make about X, Y, and Z. So even my friends know about some of my sons know about some of my friends.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if you admire their lifestyle, if that's something you want to get to,
right,
then this is what it's going to take.
For what it takes to be there.
Correct.
I get you.
However, I also believe they're not going to be able to do what we did financially because...
We talked about that before.
I know.
This generation is not... It's going to... Coming out the gate, it'll be harder to get what they've been able to get obtained through us, for sure.
Yeah. But so then I ask the question: do your children know how much money you guys make?
I see. I think they have a roundabout idea.
Okay.
For a couple of reasons.
Do they know what it means?
I think contextually they don't have that ability even now, but I will say that. For us, also just with our kids in school, there's a little bit of knowledge and disclaimer there because of financial aid reports and trying to apply for school stuff. So we have to do.
So if they saw a number, right, whatever that number is, they say, "Oh, my parents I'm making up a number, $700,000 a year."
Right? And he's clearly making up a number.
yeah.
So we put that out there. Like, okay, that's a
so
good number.
So if they say, "Oh, my kids,
make
my
$700,000."
Dude, they don't even know what that means.
No, and it can. I mean, because they.
But if they said my parents make $80,000 a year, like I don't think they would.
They don't have a concept because they don't pay bills. They don't understand what it takes to run a household.
Right.
They don't know how much healthcare costs.
Right.
Like there's, or making $700,000 a year doesn't mean you get $700,000 a year. Or making $80,000 a year doesn't mean you get $80,000 a year.
Right.
So, I don't think they have a context for like heat, electricity, phone bill, food.
Okay, so if we're out preparing them for, like, do you feel like your kids are prepared? Like, let me ask you that. That's another question. Do you think they're prepared financially? Like, they're aware. We tell them, don't run up your credit card. Don't do this, right?
Yeah.
But then they don't see the bills, the light bill, the gas bill, the electric bill, the grocery bill.
Like not.
So they don't have a clue.
I know we went to the grocery, the girls and I, about 2 weeks ago, and I was shocked at the bill. I was shocked at the bill. I thought, what the heck? And I don't know if that's...
You didn't say that.
Yeah, huh?
You didn't say that.
No, I was stunned. It was like $300. It was $300.
For just an in-between run.
I think you always have that. It was in between, but it was kind of, we're out of ketchup.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's sometimes you're just buying the meats and the vegetables, and sometimes you're like, I'm out of sugar.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was one of those.
Yeah.
And so one of our kids is really into health and fitness and, buying meat. And I was like, well, you might have to go on this bill because, it ain't what it used to be buying,
But she's on protein.
All day long. So I don't think they have a concept of like how much it would take to run a household in a month and be able to contextualize that with what comes in.
Who taught you? Because our parents, short as hell, heck, did not say, "Listen, you want to make this." Like I'm big on that.
Yeah.
Like I am big on
Yeah.
a number. Like
Yeah.
you need to be making at least X,
No,
Y,
we're
and
more
Z.
probably hands on, and I don't even know that we're that as hands on as we should be, like that with ours. Except that literally, some of it is just there's disclaimer when it comes to time to, like, one of our kids has to do like an audit, and I'm like, why do they need to know this? They ain't giving you nothing. But there's like an audit process for student loans with FAFSA, and so when you do FAFSA,
and you're like, listen,
this is out there.
You know how you say?
Oh gosh. Do you want to put this on your? Do you want to put this out here on the?
I don't care.
On the web.
I don't care.
Oh.
How about tell them they're dead? Tell them I don't know. I don't know.
Oh well, sometimes you don't, or don't.
Right. Well, like people ask me, I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. I didn't know who my father was, so I couldn't fill out the FAFSA stuff for my dad's side.
I just figured they got some way to look back at what looks like somebody paid this electric bill in 2017. So
right.
So yeah, I don't think they don't have a concept though of what it takes to live. I think.
Yeah.
And I think it's important. And is it realistic? Like you said, 700,000 is just a crazy number. But whether it's 250 or 180 or 50 or 80,000, there's not a lot of kids who graduate from college necessarily making 80 grand a year either.
Nope.
So I don't know if we just need to bring it down a notch with them in the house, cut back some of the luxuries they take for granted.
Well, that was the other thing. So my youngest, God love him, he was like, well, I want to live downtown, right? And I want a garage.
Oh.
And I was like, well, how much money do you think you make?
Yeah.
Like, how much money do you think you make? Because my youngest went straight into the workforce. And so I was like, buddy, you don't make nearly enough money to have that. And so when I said, okay, well, fine, take your checks. You know how much you make.
Yeah.
Take your ass downtown and go look for an apartment with a garage so you can see.
See what's going to cost
and he came back like, Dad.
Yeah.
I was like, exactly.
It's expensive.
Exactly.
I mean, I lived 20 whatever years ago, 25 plus years ago, 30. I don't know how old I was when I moved out, like 30 years ago.
Okay. Were you 20?
Right. 29 years ago. Yeah, I was 21.
Yeah, you was 30 years ago. Yeah.
And I still needed a roommate. So.
Right.
Couldn't do that by myself. Now, I figured it out after a couple of years, but out the gate, I was like, oh.
My oldest had a roommate.
Yeah.
He had a roommate, and then.
But we set them up there. Do your kids sleep in the same bedroom? Did they have their own bedrooms growing up?
What? Do they share bedrooms?
Yes. No. Well, my point is, that's so me elevated.
Oh, they had no reason to leave.
No,
I used to all the time. I said, "Why would you leave this?
No,
this?"
I'm saying though, when I moved out on my own, it wasn't a big deal to have to share space with a person because I learned how to share space with a person.
Yes.
You already got kids. Everybody's got their own suite and their own. You know what I mean?
Jack and Jill bathrooms.
Yeah, all of that. Now you got to get to the space now.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they could share as easily as we could have.
I remember one of my funniest stories was when we had a really nice house. And my son, at his mother's house, was like, my bedroom is about this size. Like, he was talking about my master.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, I have a couch in my bedroom.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So he had a couch and the whole setup in his bedroom.
No,
Jack and Jill.
My daughter, youngest here, if you went upstairs right now, you wouldn't know which one was the master because her room's big as ours. And cleaner right now too, but I was like, "Girl, your room is long." I mean, her closet is bigger than our closet, and her room. But again, so I think these kids are in for a rude awakening when they're in the space that they're having to dial it back. You know, can't eat out at Cooper's Hawk.
You can't.
Can't go to. I feel like Bravo today.
Yeah. What's for dinner?
What's for dinner?
Yeah, spaghetti.
Yeah,
for 3 days.
Yeah, for 3 days because you got Bravo money. Probably not.
Right.
I could be wrong. I mean, maybe they'll.
No, they won't. No. They need it. No, they don't. I mean, even mine. That now he's out in the world of a car payment. Now he's still at home, but he's starting to see like, whoa, yeah, he's chewing it up. But I do believe we are doing a disservice if we're not giving them raw data.
Yeah.
Like I do believe it's one thing to say I'm making again. My parents make $100,000 a year. That's the easy number, and then they realize, wait, how are my parents driving a Ferrari and a Cadillac Escalade, and they only made $100? Or you find out my parents made $100, and they live like they made $30,000 a year. So then you realize like we had one car and one. This and we all had share shoes, whatever whatever is. So I do believe the raw data helps.
Yeah.
But I also believe that they're still in the setup for sticker shock. The setup for sticker shock is like my son's looked over and seen the light bills. He's like, "Geez." I was like, "Yes." That's why I'm always running over going cut off the lights.
I don't think, now I'm thinking about that. I don't think growing up, my parents were one way or the other. I don't think they were intentionally dismissive of us knowing what was happening with the house or the budget or the flow. But I know people who are that way, who stay that way even into adulthood. And I don't feel
Stay what way?
Private about their finances.
Okay.
And I just don't see the benefit in that.
None.
I mean, even when you have all adult children, I think your parents. I don't understand. This is the only country in the world, or maybe not the only, but we are a leader in making salary such a taboo topic.
Very private.
Now,
and that's because we're also a judgmental society.
Well, but I feel like there's a caveat. Like if you make $800,000 a year, you ain't trying to tell nobody. You know what? If you make $200,000 a year, you ain't trying to tell nobody. If you make $800,000 a year, you probably got a way of telling people. But when you make $11 an hour, you tell people. I used to be that way. Like I make $11 an hour. Right. Yeah, you kind of when you ain't making crap, you let people know you ain't making. I make $14 an hour. I ain't doing this for. I can't afford. We throw our salary in there, but I don't know.
Yeah, the more money you make, the more money you try to hide.
Yeah,
you don't want people to know.
No. Because people are judgmental.
They are judgmental.
Very judgmental.
Yeah.
And maybe we feel like our kids will be that way or expect more from you if they knew. Like, what's the benefit of them not knowing except for that?
Oh, why wouldn't you want your kids to know?
It doesn't have to change anything. You still can't. I'm still not buying you a
brand new car.
A brand new car.
Okay. Okay, so if I'm making up a number. $800,000.
Okay.
We're gonna stick with that number.
Okay.
So if I made $800,000, I'd probably tell my kids.
I don't think it's important one way or the other. Like I guess I'm.
But I would tell them.
Yeah.
Like the reason why we have this in-ground swimming pool and I drive a Porsche that's my third car.
Yeah.
Is because I make $800,000 a year. I don't want you to get it confused thinking you could do this off of 100.
Right. Right. I can see that. That'd be beneficial.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand what the hiccup is. Who cares? Like, it's just a number.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's a real number.
It's a real number in the sense that you could make $800,000 and still drive a 2010 Honda Accord, or you can make $800,000
but I'm
and
saying
drive a
is,
Porsche. So it is just a number.
If your kids don't have a clue, then they have a bar that they grew up with. That's their standard.
Yeah.
Right? So I believe telling them, hey, listen, we've stayed in resorts, we've done this, we've done that. And if this is your bar, because this is what I, as a parent, set the bar, then I need you to know if you want to continue with this,
that's what you got made.
This is what I made, and this is what I saved.
So I guess we're not disagreeing. I guess when I say it's just a number, that's why I don't understand why people hide it so much.
Oh, okay. I see. I thought you were saying it's just a number, doesn't matter. You're saying if it's just a number, say, hey, listen, we do okay. Yeah. We do okay. Yeah. But see, doing okay is a relative phrase. Right. But because I think doing okay is what we say to others out in the world. Yeah. Like oh y'all balling. Well, we do okay. Like we do okay. Yeah. That's the I think that's the term people use to say, I mean, hey, life's been good. Yeah. We do okay. But for your children, I believe if you say, hey, your mom and I work very, very hard, and we have a combined income in excess of X, Y, and Z, but we still live below our means, or we, know. I mean, I think there's this just popped in my head. What if you're overextended? What if you're living way above your means? You wouldn't tell your kids that, hey, I know your mom and I make $500,000 a year, but we live check to check. Right? Because we got a golf membership and we have 3 brand new cars and we just spent $30,000 putting in an in-ground pool. And by the way, we don't have $1 saved for your college tuition because we spend everything we make.
Wow. Yeah, that would suck. I don't even.
Never thought about that. It just popped in my head.
It happens.
What about on the other side?
Happens.
Because they're like, how are y'all keeping this afloat?
Yeah, or they're like, why can't you help me with school? And then
or why can't I have a decent car?
Yeah.
Why do I have this
Why
piece of
am I-
shit?
Why,
you
why,
know?
yeah. Why, if you make it, and that's, but it goes back to what she said earlier. It's a matter of judgment, right? Like people, your kids will judge you too.
Absolutely.
Like, well, my parents suck.
Right. Yeah. I mean, really, they're like, my parents have they're not financially responsible.
I mean, I gotta say, with my family, I knew that with my dad.
That he was not financially responsible?
Young. I was young. Because they pay attention.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, why can't I get no shoes? You just bought that belt buckle. And I mean, he had expensive taste.
Right.
So
and golf clubs.
Playing golf is an expensive
sport.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I could leave that right there. That dude play golf.
So do you wait till your parents are old and you go, you ain't gonna make it? Like, y'all ain't gonna have no money because y'all spent it all.
Yeah. It was hard for me with them when I saw, like, as an adult, that they could have been in a different situation financially, but he still was playing around. And, like, you know, it was tough because he had, he was getting his retirement. I think my mom was getting Social Security. He was getting Social Security, but he was still drawing a pension.
Yeah.
So they should have been, I mean, I don't think they were doing poorly. It was just always mismanaged.
Okay.
It was always mismanaged, in my opinion. They took care of us.
Did you know how much they had coming in?
I had some idea at a young age.
Okay. When you found out what it was, did you think, what the hell? Y'all could have did way better. Like,
I don't think I had a concept of money at the time still. Not completely. Like, they didn't sit us down like, this is the bill. I watched my mom pay the bills. I knew that my dad gave XYZ to her every 2 weeks. And because they did the paycheck rotation where she get paid, he get paid. But when it was his turn, he would give her a set amount of money. And then she paid the bills out of what he gave her. And I always felt like, that's a different topic. I know there's sometimes some cultural differences in money. I don't know if I'm going to put my disclaimer out there before somebody yells at me like, that's
racist.
Yeah, but I never grew up with people who shared money.
Shared?
Like, it was one income, one account. Everything was in that account. So.
Do you know if I was getting married again, I would do that?
I think you've said it before. It gives you more power, more buying power, more living power.
I've always said it gives you more purchasing power.
More purchasing power.
Yeah. But I'm saying is, I would just go here and handle this.
Yeah.
Handle this.
I mean, I wonder, like, I hate when we have these conversations that bridge us into, this would be a great podcast, and how to pull that into another one, to have that discussion to why that is. Because I think we should note it. Like, why is that so hard? Because when you said, just here, take it, but there are so many people who live like not that way. They live in you pay for this and I pay for this out of what I make, but there's no collective unit of finances. And I'd like to do a study of people to know.
I have a theory, and I just talked about this. You can write this down for the next one, like make a footnote. But the theories on why, I am going to, if we could go live on this one, like, it is real.
I'm putting on here the theory, theory on why we don't share money or put money together. Community. So you agree that it's probably a little more cultural?
Oh, I was only speaking about the black community.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what Chinese people do or Asians do or.
Oh Lord. Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm only going to speak about what I know.
Yeah.
Okay. But I know.
So what is your theory?
I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to tell you during the podcast because I'm going to do some more research. So I'm going to ask.
Now, I definitely feel like it is cultural, and money
is taboo.
Yeah.
Money is
all
very,
the way
very
around, and
taboo.
That's terrible.
And I have tried to reduce money. You said it. It's just a number, right? Yeah. I have tried to reduce the taboo with money, with my children.
Yeah.
When you're poor, it's taboo because you're poor.
Yeah.
But like we grew up dirt poor. Like I knew my mother made $13 an hour or whatever. Like my mom ain't make no money. I don't know how she fed us.
Right.
And I say it all the time.
Yeah.
When we got older, I was like, I had 2 incomes. I don't know how my mom did it. But I also know my mother didn't go to dinner. I also know we didn't get furniture and new curtains and plates and all the stuff that you're like, oh, it's time. Like literally, you know what I did this morning? I threw away my pots and pans. Because I was like, these suck. They're sticking.
Yeah.
I threw them away, which forced me to go buy some new ones.
But you can just do that. I don't think my mom ever bought pots. You know, my mom got pots
and pans. I still got my mom pots and pans when she died.
Shoot, my sister bought a set, and I bought a set at some point.
Yes.
for her. And then there was a point when I'm like, why are you buying me a microwave when you don't have a microwave? So we turned around. I was like, I'm gonna buy her a microwave. I'm gonna buy her the same one she bought me.
Yeah.
It was just weird, but you know what I mean. She had that microwave for like 35 years.
Right.
So
right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll have to talk about that because I definitely think there's more purchasing power. Now, I didn't come into my relationship that way because my parents were not that way. They didn't share.
Yeah.
And
your husband, they shared.
They shared.
Yep.
And so I don't know if someone will look at us and go, that's an example of a family that shared versus like, do you see a difference? Like not you, but would a person see a difference between a family, a unit that looks like mom takes care of this, dad takes care of this, and there's no join of money versus we join money here.
Yeah. I've seen, I swear to God, I'm not lying. I've seen people who are married pay for groceries differently.
I got this registered. Yeah. I don't.
They're like, this is your stuff.
And I don't think I could, now looking back, I would feel some kind of way about that.
Yeah, but then what happens when, like, if you're married, you go, that's your car payment, that's his car payment.
Well, it is. I mean, that's a lot of families.
I know, but it's still one pot.
Yeah, it's still one pot. It's still one pot.
Because even, and I'll say this to my sisters on here, if you make 150 and your husband makes 50, y'all make 200.
Right.
But don't live like you make 150 and I have to live like I make 50.
See, I was with you till you said that last part.
No,
I hear you.
No,
but just live like
you can't drive a BMW 7 Series and I got a Honda Civic because that's what I can afford.
Well, then that's the slippery slope. I agree with you. Maybe that's what you want. If you want to be doing whatever it is, if you're in a space that you collectively have $200,000 a year,
it's about to get hot. We got to save this one. You better stop talking right now because it.
I hear you. I 1,000% believe that if I make 50, you make 150, I'm not going to live as if I'm living 150 and I only make 50. The way you're saying it though, 200 is 200, period.
Right.
You guys both, in the same token, you both need to be living consistently for that versus any more so than you say, I can make 150 so I can drive this. You make 50, you can't. It needs to be collective across the board. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I don't.
Agreed.
Yes, but what you said made it sound like I'm not going to do this if you're not doing this. I don't think you should put a placeholder on either one of the salaries if collectively it's $200,000.
Oh, I don't think you should flex and say, I'm buying my big girl, boy.
Yeah.
This is not a man or a woman. This is married. So I don't believe a man should go out and buy a Porsche, and his wife is driving not a Porsche,
driving
a Kia, Optima. That's
Sorrento.
Yeah. I mean, an older one, older one. Right. Like, she's got a 1993,
right,
and you bought a.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think we're saying the same thing. I think it needs to be across the board consistent.
Yeah. It needs to look like unity.
Yeah, but if you're in a space that you're trying to create a lifestyle with somebody who I don't know, I don't think a person should feel like they've got to bring something to the table to be in the space to say, I drive this because this is what I brought to the table. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So I think it's got to be one pot.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Whether
one
that
pot, you think one pot is the healthiest?
Yeah.
What if you have a spender?
Yeah, I mean, that's a problem in that whether you got one pot or two.
No. You spend all yours.
But if you're in space and I'm responsible for mortgage out of mine.
Okay.
And I pay my mortgage, but I don't have nothing else to give. Or I pay mortgage and I start doing whatever the heck I want to do.
Let's say you pay mortgage and you buy $1,000 watches every week. And
that wouldn't bother you?
I would say, no. I'm talking about, I'm like, hey, what I've learned is, and this is a whole nother topic, what I've learned is there has to be a goal for the unit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I'm saying. So if someone goes out and buys a new car, is that aligned with the plan for the family?
I agree with that.
That's all I'm saying.
I agree with that.
I'm not saying you can't have a new car.
But if you're in a space that you're not living in a pot, that's difficult to have those kind of plans.
I was getting ready to say, and that's why the 2-3 pot plan for some people.
What's
I think
a 3-2 pot plan?
Like they have 2 and 3 pots. Like you got a pot and I got a pot, and we put money in this pot together, and it's like, but you still living separately, and you buying. Because I would just say, I do
like the 3-2 pot plan. I like it because I want to be able to buy a gift for my man without him knowing I bought a gift. I believe you can have money, like the majority of the pot should be, we put this money in together. But I don't think there's anything wrong with pulling out a monthly expense of free money that you do whatever you want to do with your money. And it can be the same amount or not.
Okay.
But I believe.
So let's say you make 200 and he makes 50 and you're putting it to the pot.
All in the pot.
And he's drawing out $800 a month for a car payment, and you're drawing out $800 a month for a car payment. And then there's got to be this discretionary spending,
right.
i.e., birthday gifts
right.
or whatever, right? So then that's another. I'm gonna make up a number, $400 a month. I don't know, 200, whatever the number is. At one point in time, this person is pulling out way more than they're contributing.
See, that's where I think I don't disagree, but I do believe that there needs to be the discretionary fund, indiscretionary fund. Indiscretionary?
It's just discretionary.
Discretionary fund.
Yeah.
But I do believe that if we're still mentally in that space, we're like, well, this was your half of this, then you're still not in one pot.
No, because I can't make 30 and you make 100 and we're splitting a $1,500 mortgage. Because already
you're not splitting a $1,500 mortgage. So I don't know. So it's interesting to me because you're saying that there should be one pot, but there in fact isn't one pot. You're still comparing what you bring to the table.
No, because I feel like this. If I make 35 and you make 100, we can qualify for a $135,000 mortgage or the purchasing power of our home. If we're only going to base it off of you, then that's less house we can get. Okay? But then also, if you do decide we have a 135, so that's 3 times the amount. What is that? 2, 4, 1, 2, 3. So you can get up to $290,000 home, right? Off of a $130,000 mortgage. Yep, because it's 300. Because you can get 3 times the
amount for your income, right?
Mrs. Judy would be so proud. I gotta get a calculator.
Well, here's the thing, though.
130. Hold on, I gotta make my point. $390,000 mortgage. Okay. But we're splitting the mortgage.
Why?
I only make 30.
Yeah, but why have it in a pot if you're thinking of it that way? What difference does it make if you have a pot or have one pot or 2 pots?
Because when I give my half, you
are the black community here.
No. I'm saying is what happens is if you do split the bills, you have more monies left over. I'm tapped out.
Oh no, I agree. That's why you don't split the bills. I think actually
that's what I was saying. You can't go into splitting the bills and think you're going to have a quality of lifestyle.
No, but I didn't say that. I was saying you should have a pot that's everything. It pays the bills, it buys the groceries, it gets the gas.
Yep.
And then you elect, no matter whatever you decide, babe, you get $100 a week to do what you want with this money. What you do with your money is your business. That's your discretionary fund. And it doesn't matter whether that person brought $200,000 to the table or 12.
Right.
Like, I think when we start getting into you're getting $400 a month off your $12,000. I'm getting $400,000 a month or $400 a month off my $200,000. I think when we start breaking it down like that, we'll get ourselves into it gets petty.
Right.
Now, I think, and maybe I'm being an optimist here, I think most people who don't bring as much to the table, a lot of people, because I know I'm going to say this, there's people that do, that probably have a self-awareness of what they're bringing to the table and how they're spending the money.
Like I tell people, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I also believe, if you are, how do I say
But what about your family friend from high school or college? Does she generate any income at all?
My family friend from
CJ. I don't put him on here. Bucyrus people.
Okay.
Did she work outside the home?
Just recently.
I'm talking about when no, I'm not even talking about him. I'm talking about his parents, his mom and dad. Does she work? The mother?
Never.
Okay. Do you think she still probably bought a couch?
She bought whatever the hell she wanted to.
So that's the mindset where we need to be. Is that not so much what you bring to the table?
Let me tell you something. She bought whatever, however, and whenever, 6 Christmas trees. And matter of fact, I just saw her and I said, "Are you still doing 6?" She was like, "No, I'm down to 2 trees. I can't do that anymore because her husband passed away." Yeah. However, that woman didn't want it for nothing. Nothing.
I listen. We
Nothing.
have a conversation when we hang up here
Yeah.
because that's what I'm saying. So I think it's probably better not to contribute anything than to contribute.
Oh, that was funny. No, I do believe.
What you're saying is,
I do believe.
100% for me.
I do believe if a woman doesn't work, and I'm say typically a woman,
outside the home.
If a woman does not work outside the home,
Thank you.
Then I believe it works best if she is the purse. She is the purse. If she is the managing money, because for one, there's a contributing factor and a respect factor and an importance factor, whatever. However, the two older women that I know who ran their households, they controlled the purse strings, but they also did it in a way that they made sure their person got what they needed and wanted. Like, and I don't know if it's because the volume of the money was great.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the struggle is real when there's no money. Like, I think that's it. You know, but
what?
I'll tell you this. George, my neighbor George, his wife did not work.
Yeah.
He made a very, very modest income.
Yeah.
Very modest income. And they lived very, very decently, but by no means flashy.
Yeah.
But he'll tell you, that was all her. She ran the books.
I feel, I mean,
so that's three people.
I'm going to say
and
this.
Two are, one was did well, one is rich, and one was like modest.
Somewhere in between. Yeah. I feel, and I don't know, maybe my person would not agree with me, but when I say my children never want it for nothing, it's not even a space of the provision component. I feel like I handle my business to take care of my family. Like they get what they need. You know what I mean? Yeah. And in the most simplest ways, I'm not talking about extravagant vacations. I'm just talking about who's out there at the store buying school supplies, making like you see what I mean. So and there's an awareness that you have, I think, of what your family you should want everybody to flourish in your tribe. And we want to get ahead. You want your kids to have what they need. You want to be able to get ahead. You want to retire one day and all the good stuff. So getting caught up in like who makes the money or how much of this. Well, I think to your point, I think we agree. When your purse strings are divided, and you are contributing to a pot, it's harmful because on the flip side of that, you don't want to be the person that is paying for, let's say, just the utilities because you make less. But they're driving around in a
Lexus LS4.
Yeah, I would still feel some kind of way.
Yeah.
I mean, even if I'm in a
first of all,
day,
you don't look equal.
No.
I think you have to. I really, really believe that our lifestyle has to either I bring it down a notch and you bring it up a notch, but we have to look on par.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Like I do believe you have to be on par.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who have made decent money over the years, and they're not willing to hand that over.
Yeah.
You know.
I wonder how that would be if I were in a space that I felt like that was happening. I always admired my pastor we had when we first got married when we lived in Texas because he always said, "You're a reflection of your children, and your children are a reflection of you." And so for me, it was always important that even when they were little, I probably sacrificed a little more thinking, like I was, I would go to the store if I bought something and I'd make sure I had something for them. When I got older, I was like, they have everything they need. I don't have to buy something every time, I go shopping. They have to buy something for them. I still probably do that a little more than I should with like one child who's at home, but I don't feel compelled to do it as much.
Yep.
But he always said, when he said your children are a reflection of you, we all, especially culturally, we always go to that. But when he flipped it, I was like, because he said you are also a reflection on your children.
Yeah.
So once he said that always registered to my ability to never go anywhere looking crazy.
How about when you see people, the parents are all on point and their kids look like they're freaking homeless.
But I will lend this.
And it goes the opposite.
Yeah, but it's hard for me with kids because having had some, and we've had this discussion before, you can lead them to water. And I'm not implying that my kids are, but I've had I'm sure some times where I was like, I ain't dressed them today. You know what I mean? Like,
I've had times you can't go with me.
Yeah, that part.
Like, you're not going with me. You look crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I have no problem.
Yeah.
Like, you look crazy.
Yeah.
You're not going with me.
Yeah.
Iron, we do own an iron.
So you got to have a space where you create. I hope now, like I've seen this when we all go to dinner. I'm hoping that I have created the space to them to know what to expect when we go out to, if like, oh, we're going to Easter dinner tonight.
Absolutely.
I don't got to tell them.
Yeah.
You know, like what's our bill. And it's kind of funny. It goes back to our other one about
still, I got to say stuff.
Yeah. No, they'll absolutely be like, well, do I need to wear a nice shirt? But it's funny because that's a condition. Like we didn't have that as a kid. You know, we went to McDonald's on Friday, Long John Silver. So there was no trying to figure out what the attire was going to be for our dinner out, where our children now are riding on their tails of what their parents are doing, and so they're eating at nicer places.
Correct.
And it's a question. I don't know. Is that where we got into? They should know what we make.
Yes. That goes back to it. They should know.
Yeah.
They should know.
Yeah. And I remember watching Steve Harvey once, and he was like, "It sucks because our children are spoiled not solely because they're spoiled, but because we want nice things too.
We want nice things,
and they're the benefactor of that." Like he says,
we set the bar.
Yeah.
We set the bar. Yeah. So we finally got to a place where we went on up to the east side.
Yeah.
And we got to a place where like, oh, I do want a nicer car. I do want this jewelry. I do want these travels, or I do want whatever. Some lady they caught hell the other day because she was like, my kids don't fly. I fly first class, so therefore my kids fly first class, right? Mm-hmm. If that's her bar,
it's her business.
That's her business.
Yeah.
Like if that is her bar, if you drive around in a Bentley, then that's your bar. But all I'm saying is, do you then say, look, I worked very hard for this. Mom makes $2 million a year.
Right.
This ticket costs, because someone was like, that is the dumbest thing. A ticket for first class is $10,000, which I wouldn't know. I never bought one.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you this, if I had it, I'd have a private jet.
Yeah. I don't
and I would be like, y'all can take Delta. I'm not. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
no.
But if I had a family, guess what? They would be on my Golf G70 with me.
I feel like I don't even know if it's intentional, but I think that's what happens. Like I know she has said this and she's famous or whatever, but Tamara Mori said, you know, we raised our children up very young to travel. So like they go to Ireland, they all go to Ireland. Right. They all went to London. They all go to Hawaii. And you're not creating a space. I mean, what are you going to do? Leave them at home?
Correct.
I mean, you could. And maybe you do sometime, but you should not. And then that itself probably creates an awareness of your children's ability to know, like, we're going to Hawaii. We must be doing okay.
Right. I got to look and see how much the G600 is, just out of curiosity. Because
I think more about
45 million.
Oh, gosh.
But I'll take fractional ownership for anybody who wants to sponsor us.
Listen. I don't know. I think it's important for your kids to know because they can't go through I could make the argument of them just being able to go through their, let's say be specific, junior high is that, they say is that sets the bar of what kind of student you need to make sure you're being, because it builds into high school and high school builds into college.
Yep. It's good study habits.
Right. That's where it starts.
See?
Yeah. And I'm confident any famous person that is on a plane, I'm surely Halle Berry's kids is flying first class.
Or on a private plane.
Yeah. They're not riding Southwest Airlines.
Not at all. Right. But then that's she set the bar.
Yeah, we set the bar.
Yep.
And I think you set the bar your kids probably need to know. So they know I want to be able to have
if they like those luxuries.
If they want a house where they can have their children want to be able to have their own rooms, or they want to be able to travel and enjoy themselves, then they'll need to pick careers and go down an avenue that will allow them to be able to do that, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So I agree with you on that. I agree with you. Your children should know. Hear that out there. Your children should know how much you make. And in tangible conversation, not just nosiness, but in tangible conversations where they can see the value of a dollar and where it lands them if they work hard or if they desire to have something. Sometimes maybe more. They're like, these poor asses, I had.
Absolutely.
They might
My
want
kids think I'm a dirt poor. Like, so, they're like, why don't you buy a new car again? I'm like, I can't afford it. I can't afford it.
And they're, and that's funny when we say that, we know good well, like,
right. It's just not a priority. Because even my son, what I said was, okay, let's say I go out and buy this XYZ car. Where am I going to put it? Yeah. Well, let's say there's only a 2-car garage. I don't want that car. Like, so now I need a 3-car garage. Now I need a bigger house. Yeah. And what about when y'all travel? Y'all talking about, well, I want to put my car in your garage. Right. Well, now I need a pole barn. Now I need acres. So this one car is costing me hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars and more because all of it takes to...
And I'll add a piece on we didn't talk about. Like I know people who they don't know what their parents own. They own property, but I don't know how much it's worth. I don't know if they have a will. What do you do when they die?
You find out, and you go into discovery mode, and
yeah,
you
and
lose
then
stuff.
you like realize they didn't have anything, and now you got to pay for their funeral.
Yep.
Or their house was in almost in foreclosure, and who's going to like you?
Mm-hmm.
You have to. I definitely think adult children should have some idea about what their parents are doing.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
I think we get ourselves in trouble when we had no idea or
Well,
have some idea.
We're the highest losing property of real property in any race. Because we don't know how they were doing it.
Yeah.
And then we find out you were doing on shoot. You're robbing Peter to pay Paul caught up to you.
Oh, my mom. Yep, absolutely.
Yep. So then you're like, oh shit, you know, now we gotta make some tough decisions.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely, and that's because their purchasing power wasn't where it needed to be.
No.
He was doing a thing, she was doing a thing.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? You don't even have kids in this house right now.
Right.
This should be one pot.
Right.
And if he wants to go golfing on Thursday, make sure you.
And his PTSD is she's gonna spend it or whatever.
Yeah, and that's a large part of I think how we get to 2 pots.
And that's how we That's next week's conversation.
Oh, all right. Well, that'll be our next podcast.
Right. Yeah.
I'll put a star by it right now. That's funny.
Yeah.
All right. So, good people, make sure you share your divulge the information. You don't have to buy your kids something just because they know, right?
That's right.
All right. Until the next time.
Oh, yes. Until the next time. That's it.
Have a good one.
All right.